Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and in this video we'll talk about Legacy. What is Legacy? Well, it is actually a business simulation game developed by Peter Molyneux, who you may remember from the old theme park games, Fable, right? Black and White I think he did as well. Well, that is his next creation, and this is a game that involves cryptocurrencies and NFTs, guys. The new trend of play to earn, coming it with the simulation genre, and I think it makes sense. And I believe that out of all of the different projects that do have this kind of business model, for example, you may know Star Atlas, which by the way has changed quite a bit. Star Atlas, I just figured out that it's actually a grand strategy game now, a little bit, probably a little bit similar to Stellaris or Galactic Civilization. I thought it would be a competitor to Star Citizen, but apparently it's totally not. And I think it's probably a wise decision from the makers of Star Atlas to make it a grand strategy game, because it's probably going to require less manpower, less coding, and it's going to have a less heavy toll on the game engine. I mean, we can see with Star Citizen how difficult it is for the devs at CIG to just create this entire universe, and it's been at it for 10 years almost, right? So good on them to scale down the project a little bit. We also have Earth 2, which is they just basically they want to create a metaverse that's going to be Earth 2.0 in an entirely digital environment. We can think whatever. I think that this project is much more ambitious with all the drawbacks that this involves, right? We're not going to comment further on that. Rev Racing, another of these games there where you get to own cars. There's only one track, and it's not even a first-person view. It's only a third-person view from behind, and it's let's just say that it doesn't seem like the priority with those games that I'm seeing so far is gameplay, but more, earn money, earn this, earn that. And it seems that the focus, instead of having an enjoyable experience, is really to make money. And I'm not sure I'm really liking this direction. But with Legacy here, the developers have really made it clear, like, yeah, you can earn by playing the game and by selling some of the items that you make via your own business. Which is something that you're going to be owning throughout the map, which is going to be a recreation of the London area. And basically the items that you create in-game will be NFTs, non-fungible tokens, that you'll be able to sell for the cryptocurrency that will be associated with the game. And that's how the business model is going to be. You can see if you want to create food in-game or little toys that people are going to be buying and selling. Now, something that I wonder is this going to be player-based economy, or are there going to be NPCs? How are your workers going to be? There's going to be workers, are you going to be working for other people, or will there be NPCs? So far, the game does not tell us. So I really, that's where I have doubts, right? How is the game going to work? Are people going to get bored eventually? Because, if it's just about buying other stuff, why is there a need to buy things from other players, right? Well, I guess it will all depend on the economy. Are players going to have their own needs? Are their businesses going to have their own needs? I think that for that to work, you need to have a lot of players working together and all playing together in the game. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that this is perhaps the most realistic games in terms of project. If we compare it to Star Atlas or Earth 2 or Rave Racing, this is maybe the one that has the highest chances of coming into fruition, simply because, well, it has a famous developer behind it. And it seems that the scale is not as complicated as all of the previous games. So if you're interested in this kind of gaming, play to earn with cryptocurrencies, this might be the game that you are looking into, in my opinion, right? So just to quickly have a look here. So of course, it also revolves around buying land, just like Earth 2.0, or buying starships like Star Atlas. And some of these, you can see there's the map of London over there, and well, obviously these have different values. The better located towards the center of London, obviously the more traffic you are likely to have, and the further out on the outskirts, the less traffic you're going to have. So obviously lang value is going to be very important, and it defines obviously the number of available legacy keys obtained by a landlord, obviously, but also it's defined by rarity. So something worth considering as well. Let's see. I was looking at the prices, and it didn't seem that expensive. Actually, if we, for example, we want to buy some land here in this grid area, so the prices are in Ethereum. So I was a little bit surprised to see. There we go. If we have a look, some of them are a little bit sold out. These are the regular ones. By the way, just to give you an indication here, they've sold so much land that apparently they have I've made my research, $47 million. So needless to say that funding for the game is already done, and they've probably already made a profit. So good for them. Good for them. The funding is there. The game mechanics don't seem too difficult. It's definitely the specialty of Peter Molyneux, so cool for them. The 0 out of left here. So all of these cheaper areas are already sold out. Let's have a look here for the firm deed, and you're gonna see here. There we go. The price. If we have a look at an order here, that is the currency money of the game. And when it comes to price here, the price is 0.00835 Ethereums, which is interesting because that was not the price that it was when I checked out the other day. So it seems the prices seem to fluctuate day after day, probably based on the current cryptocurrency value. But anyway, guys, this is how you want to play. You do not purchase the game with actual fiat money. You have to buy them with Ethereum, which I think is interesting, right? It seems like everything is digitalized. And is this how gaming is going to be in the near future? Perhaps not, but who knows? Maybe in the long-term future, this is going to be something very common, guys. Anyway, guys, that was what I wanted to talk about in this video. What I believe is going to be the most realistic non-fungible token game, play to earn type of video gaming experience, Legacy. And I think that this one is coming out next year. And this year actually, scheduled to come out this year, and it will be interesting as an experience, or at least as an experiment, to figure out how it's going to go. But anyway, guys, have you heard of Legacy? What do you think of Peter Molyneux games? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. It's the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. A huge shout out to everyone who's been helping me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Joint Membership program. Creating content on YouTube involves continuous circles of ups and downs, and it is when we are the lower parts of the curve that your help really motivates me to keep on going. Your contribution really does make a difference, which is why in return I try to give back by offering backers access to my private Discord channel, automatic access to exclusive giveaways, or answering your questions during the show. You can help me out with as little as $1 a month, and any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.